In this video, we're looking at an easier way to use your hands and your wrists in the golf swing. We'll listen to what Butch Harmon has to say and Sam Snead about that. Then we're going to dive into the most efficient, the newest, the most dynamic ways to create effortless speed, compression, and improve your all-round ball striking. So guys, have a look at this follow through here. See how I'm working off this hinge? See how that club head's working under? Just slightly underneath, right? It doesn't do this. So we're not doing this. All right, see that position? See how my right arm's up high now? Now the thing that I think fools everyone here is when that moves under, from this side here, you can see these three fingers. So it looks like it's rotated a whole bunch, but it's the extension here of the left wrist and the right wrist flexion. See how it's working under? So one of the huge advantages you can do, like there's an easier way to play golf. And if we can work, and we see it with so many great players, if you can turn that left hand in, then just work off a different hinge altogether.
So guys, weak grip, neutral grip, strong grip. If you want an easier way to play, if you want more compression and effortless speed and power, move your grip to a stronger grip. It works off a deeper hinge, less club face rotation. Now, the game is definitely evolving. We're seeing stronger grips. It's easier. Tommy Fleetwood talks about the three-knuckle grip and how it's the secret to his great ball striking. We're seeing McIlroy with the left hand turned in. Even someone like Fred Couples turning the right hand slightly under with a three-knuckle grip. And what about the new guy? Aldrich Podger, the longest hitter on tour, a four-knuckle grip with the left hand. This is a new style. This is making ball striking easier for the masses of the people out there. Now, occasionally we have seen a great ball striker with a weak left-hand grip like Moe Norman. Now, the problem with a weak grip is 99% of the time your club face is going to come down open, even like Moe Norman. But watch Moe Norman here as he rotates massively that club face. I bet you not many people out there realize what he did. Like, how hard is that to repeat? Who could actually do that? How many people out there could rotate and snap that release back shut and time that perfectly? It's like what DeChambeau said recently. He's changed his grip so he doesn't have to rotate the club face as much as he used to. This is an old picture here of DeChambeau rotating the club head like massively through the golf ball. Working the club under with a stronger grip, it's easier. The club stays squarer for longer. The right side of the body stays down and in the shot. Plus, not to mention the extra lag and speed that you get out of your hands and your wrists, which is so important for aging players.
So guys, have a look at this, right wrist flexion. Releasing the club differently, effectively, helping you store up your angles. Now, I've got the mobile, the cell phone here. I can see the screen. Now I can't see the screen. Now, I want you guys to get a feeling here of releasing. Once you've got a stronger left-hand grip, you can work it off a deeper hinge. You get more in play and movement out of that joint. That frees it up. And then we don't need to roll it over. Then we can release it more under. Now I can see that mobile phone there, or that cell phone, and that's the picture that I want. Now what you can do is just to get some feedback, get in that position, you see that wrist, and you can just make a couple of swings here over the golf ball, get a feel. Now sort of gather that feel, gather that picture, and then move through the golf ball. It's pretty close to the camera there, and you'll get a feeling of where that right wrist is. All right, once again, I love this mobile phone. Look down at the hand, so you're not rolling it. See how when we roll it, see how this side picks up? We're keeping this side underneath, and once you've got a stronger grip that faces down, you can work it underneath. Get in the position, look down at the hand, look at the face. Face is pointing up. Get a feeling of that, right? Look at that, then move through the golf ball, and you'll just get wonderful free feeling working this wrist under, this right wrist flexion. Guys, a wonderful way. Get the right hand to point away and get the right hand to point at you. The face is down, the face is up, keeps you in balance, keeps the club head square. The modern release so much easier.
So guys, from your view, looking down at your own hands, when the club's around parallel to the ground after you've swung through impact, this is what your wrists are going to look like. All right, this is the modern way, the easier way to release the golf club, to use your hands and wrists effectively. Have a look at the right wrist flexion, lead wrist extension, and I think the important thing here is to notice how close that the inside of your wrists here are to one another. To copy and imitate what the great players are doing is a great way to improve. Look at the inside of the wrists touching. Have a look where that right palm would be pointing if they opened up their fingers. Get yourself into this position with or without a golf club. Swing back a few times. You start to feel what great players are doing, touching on greatness and stealing a feel. Now, it's not a coincidence that the longest hitter on the PGA Tour, the new guy, Aldrich Podgeter, has a strong left-hand grip. Rory McIlroy. These players are able to unhinge Sam Snead, arguably the longest straightest hitter of the golf ball of all time. Fred Couples, nicknamed Boom Boom, unhinging. Look at that lead wrist there. It's a shame that when we see amateur golfers not using their hands and their wrists effectively. Let's now have a quick listen to what Sam Snead says about the hands and the wrists.
At the bottom of the downswing that gives you that extra club head speed, which gives you distance. Well, you were just using everything that you shouldn't be using instead of the right thing. I say in cocking the wrist here, then it's a snap at the base of the downswing, or at the bottom of the downswing, in that position. Now you're up. See what I mean? You're using your body. Now let's see you try it. That's wonderful.
Now you're automatically going to pick up extra lag, effortless speed, more power with a stronger grip. Let's have a listen now to what Dr. Rose says is the secret here to Aldrich Podgeter. So guys, if you're interested in working with myself and Dr. Robert Neal in Orlando, Florida, the end of September with evidence-based instruction, reach out to me at craig@worldclassgolf.com.
And now I think one of the secret powers for Aldrich is he sets the club really well. In other words, he creates a lot of lag in the club. So he's going to maintain this lag in the club very late in the swing. And if I take him to the top of the backswing, I can actually measure the amount of lag. He has 77.8 degrees. So think about here. Let's take from this arm to here, that's 90 degrees. He's 77 degrees at the top. Okay, so it's about here, right? On the downswing, as he starts the downswing, that goes from 77 to, look, he's still going down, he's still going down, he's still going down, he's still going down, 66 degrees. So it keeps going another to 11 degrees lag as he's starting his downswing. Where most, amateurs, as you start your downswing, you almost start releasing the club and casting. He's increasing the lag as he goes down to 66 degrees. So now, from a very short period of time, from here to impact, he's going to release this club. And now because he's releasing the club in such a short period of time, he does it faster and it creates more speed. He gets his club moving. If I look at RPMs, like how fast it's moving, if I get him to impact, average on PGA Tours around 2,300 degrees per second. Aldridge topped out here at 2603. The kid knows how to develop some speed.
Now, one of the great guides and gauges with your iron play when the left arm is parallel, have a look at Tommy Fleetwood here. All right. Have a look at the shaft, have a look at the number there. I don't like seeing it get above 70 degrees. I just don't like seeing it cast in this direction. Now, some people load the club a little bit differently. We know that. We see players sometimes loading more. We see players loading less. And, I mean, that's an important thing to notice. But one of the things that we see with amateurs, they get themselves in a zone where they've already starting to cast and flip. And if you've got a guide, like it might sound technical, but if you've got a guide or a gauge where 70 degrees is, you start to get closer to the averages of movement. And you can measure this on your cell phone. Join the free trial series, you don't have to pay anything, with SWINGSLAPP in the App Store. Coming up, we're going to have a listen to what Butch Harmon has to say. But looking at these pictures here, these are the averages. This is the shaft lean. This is where great players are, right? Creating a stronger grip and getting your wrists to move effectively is going to help you pick up your shaft lean and get better compression. Now, when we look at the averages, how close are you to moving through the wall? Where's your swing? Are you inside this family? The closer we get, the better we hit. This software I'm using, the exact same software on my online lessons, guys, and reach out to me at WorldClassGolf.com. I can be your coach, feedback, get you really working on the correct things. Let's have a look at a little bit of shaft lean here, and then we're going to take a listen to what Butch Harmon has to say.
Right, guys, the magnet move, understanding what shaft lean does, comparing it to flipping. The more shaft lean that we have, the face will tend to be more open, pointed to the right. The less shaft lean that we have, the more that the club face closes. Now, for you guys starting to unhinge, unload, get a little bit of this crossover power, letting the club head really work freely, you're probably going to hit a few draws, extra draws, or out to the left. That's when you can start to add in some shaft lean. Now, how do you add in some shaft lean? Well, if you pull down, instead of losing the angles unconsciously, if you pull down, for a lot of you guys here, you're going to bring this angle in deeper. That deeper angle actually gets the club face more in a neutral position or even pointing slightly to the right. You start to free up the motion and you draw some. Some people will think, oh, that's not right. Now I'm drawing it, I'll try something else. No, you can add in the characteristics. If you see here, if I flip, watch my right arm, bring it into the side. If I'm flipping, see the club face position. This is important, getting this into your side, pulling it down. Even shifting across will help you get the shaft lean. If you're hanging back, it'll close. Guys, understanding that the club face here, the shaft lean adds in a more neutral effect. A few draws is a good sign. It's a good sign. Then you can pull down, get that shaft lean, get a bit of shift, and then you're getting yourself inside these averages, closer to these proven corridors of what the great players are really doing. Now guys, just have a look at those 3 fingers of the glove hand there, right? Now that right wrist, what I'm doing is I'm moving it into a bit of a flex position. Now all the pros that I've taught, gathering data and information, I've seen so many of these great ball strikers move through the golf ball like this. Now the amateur player is very stiff and they don't have that right wrist flexing through the golf ball. Now if you're storing up your angles coming down and you get this right wrist to move into that flex position, that's going to help so much get this club head to rotate freely through the golf ball. When we see amateur players sort of coming in like this, the sound's gone, you see the glove hand on top, you've got no crossover power here. Hackmotion trail wrist, unbelievable device. Discount code there in the description box, but understanding what the hands and the wrists are doing. Hackmotion, the trail wrist, you're working with facts, you're creating feel through mechanics, guys. There's a discount code in the description box underneath. What an amazing training aid this is.
So the PGA average of that trail wrist angle on the way down is 45 degrees. So this is the same players. See the Hackmotion stats on the left, it's 47 degrees. Now on the way through, they've got a big angle and they really let it go. See that trail wrist now moved into a flex position and it's around 20, minus 20 to minus 30. And you can get a feedback straight on your phone when you're practicing. Evidence-based instruction, that's where WorldClassGolf.com, like we've got about 1,400 videos. It's like a library of great instruction, guys. Work with the facts. It's the fastest way to improve your golf.
Let the elbows bend. A good drill is to let these elbows rehinge themselves. Feel like you're letting your elbows rehinge. We saw that in our living room lesson with Ed, where he tended to be too much out here. When you hit balls, just feel like both your elbows rehinge themselves. That'll give you a good release.
I can't even believe I'm going to say this, guys, but golf schools are back. For the first time in over 6 years, we're going to be hosting 2-day golf schools. Myself and Craig Hanson from World Class Golf, along with a couple of my great coaching friends, are going to be hosting 2-day golf schools at the beautiful Woodstone Country Club and Lodge up here in Pennsylvania this September. There's going to be 2 schools. There's a limited number of spots. There's going to be a ton of coaches there. It's going to be like a 2-to-1 coach to student ratio, so you get a lot of work on your game, but it's really about having a great 2-day full experience. You're going to get lodging at Woodstone. There's gourmet meals that are included, unlimited play and practice, plus all of the coaching with myself, Craig, and my coaching friends. It's going to be unbelievable. We're going to work on every part of your game. You get plenty of time on the golf course, and it's really designed to be a 2-day transformational event for you and your golf game. We identify the big root issues in your swing, really help you put a plan in place to be able to solve those, ideally cutting your handicap in half this year. So I want you to check this out. Craig's not in the US a lot. He's here very, very rarely. So I wanted to grab him and make sure we got him in September. Who knows if we'll do more or not, but we are going to do these 2 schools. We'll put the link in the description down below. If you have any questions, send us messages, but would love to see you there in September.